The year is 2025. The world's population has reached 8 billion, and food demand is higher than ever. Yet somehow we are producing more food with less resources and in a way that is better for the planet. What happened? How is this possible? It all started 7 years earlier when farmers around the world came together and vowed to change the face of agriculture forever. They took the Sustainable Farming Revolution course, learned how to make their farms more sustainable, and then went back home and put it into practice. Let's see what they did and how they transformed farming forever. In 2018, farmers across the globe were facing the same challenges: climate change, soil degradation, water scarcity, and pest pressure, not to mention a global market that demanded cheap, abundant food. Farmers knew they had to adapt or risk losing their farm. This was the biggest wake-up call for many farmers. They began looking for ways to improve their farming practices and increase production without harming the environment. That's when the Sustainable Farming Revolution online course launched. It provided farmers with the knowledge and tools they needed to make their farms more productive and environmentally friendly. The course covered everything from soil health management, water conservation techniques, integrated pest management strategies, renewable energy applications, and more. And best of all, it was free. Within 2 years, over 1 million farmers had taken the course and gained the knowledge necessary to transform their farms. But knowledge by itself is not enough. Farmers need access to the right resources in order to implement new ideas. So in 2020, the Sustainable Farming Revolution partnered up with agricultural suppliers, equipment manufacturers, agro-dealers, extension services, and financial institutions to launch the Sustainable Farming Revolution Toolkit. This toolkit provided farmers with the physical and financial resources they need to make changes on their farm. It included subsidized equipment, access to improved seeds and livestock, as well as microloans to help farmers get started. By 2022, the toolkit had reached 500,000 farmers, and many of them had already begun seeing the benefits of a more sustainable approach to farming. In 2021, the Sustainable Farming Revolution launched an off-grid solar-powered irrigation system. The system allowed farmers to water their crops using solar energy, which is a renewable energy source. This helps farmers save money on their electricity bills and reduce their carbon footprint. The system also comes with a smart irrigation controller that uses sensors to measure the amount of water in the soil and automatically adjusts the watering schedule. This ensures that the plants only receive the amount of water they need, reducing water waste. In the next 2 years, over 100,000 farmers adopted the off-grid solar-powered irrigation system and saw significant improvements in their crop yields and water use efficiency. By 2023, the Sustainable Farming Revolution had reached over 2 million farmers with its online course and toolkit. The impact was undeniable. Soil erosion had been reduced by 50%, water consumption by 30%, greenhouse gas emissions by 20%, and pesticide use by 10%. Not only that, but farmers' income had increased by 15% on average, thanks to higher crop yields and lower input costs. Now let's meet some of the farmers who took the Sustainable Farming Revolution course and used the toolkit to transform their farm. Farmer 1, a smallholder farmer in Uganda. She grows coffee, tea, and bananas on her 2-hectare farm. She used to rely on rain for irrigation, which was unreliable. She also used chemical fertilizers and pesticides, which were expensive and harmful to the environment. After taking the Sustainable Farming Revolution course, she learned how to build soil fertility, conserve water, and manage pests and diseases organically. She also got a grant from the toolkit to buy an off-grid solar-powered irrigation system, improved seedlings, and organic fertilizers. With these new inputs, she was able to double her coffee yield and triple her profits. She also saved time and labor by using a solar-powered irrigation system instead of manual labor. Her soil became healthier and more resilient to drought, and her farm became more environmentally friendly. Farmer 2, a large-scale farmer in Argentina. He grows soybeans, corn, and wheat on his 5,000-hectare farm. He used to face soil erosion, waterlogging, and weed infestation. He also faced market volatility and consumer demand for sustainable products. After taking the Sustainable Farming Revolution course, he learned how to diversify his crops, improve soil quality, and reduce his environmental impact. He also got a loan from the toolkit to buy new equipment for precision agriculture, such as GPS-guided tractors and drones. With these new technologies, he was able to optimize his resource use, increase his crop yield, and reduce his costs. He also met the market demand for sustainable products and increased his profits. Farmer 3, a pastoralist in Kenya. He raises goats and sheep on his 500-hectare land. He used to face water scarcity, land degradation, and animal diseases. He also faced climate shocks and extreme weather events. After taking the Sustainable Farming Revolution course, he learned how to integrate crops and trees with his livestock, improve water harvesting, and protect his animals from diseases. He also got a grant from the toolkit to buy goats and sheep breeds that are resistant to drought and predators. With these new animals, he was able to diversify his income, improve his nutrition, and build resilience against climate shocks. He also conserved the environment and restored degraded lands. These are just some of the farmers who benefited from the Sustainable Farming Revolution course and toolkit. Thousands more like them across the globe. But what about the critics? Many people doubted that the Sustainable Farming Revolution could work. They said that it would be too expensive, too complicated, or too slow. But they were wrong. The Sustainable Farming Revolution proved that sustainable farming is not only possible, but also profitable and popular. One of the main reasons for the success of the Sustainable Farming Revolution is the adoption of 7 key practices that are easy to remember and apply. The first practice is keeping at least 1/3 of the land covered with either crops, trees, or cover crops. This helps retain soil moisture, prevent erosion, and improve soil fertility. The second practice is to diversify crops and livestock. This helps spread risks, enhance natural interactions, and build resilience to pests and diseases. The third practice is to grow and use local varieties whenever possible. These varieties are usually better adapted to local conditions and require less inputs. The fourth practice is to use natural inputs, such as compost, manure, and plant residues as much as possible. These inputs improve soil health, conserve water, and reduce pollution. The fifth practice is to use beneficial organisms such as microbes, fungi, and insects to control pests and diseases. This reduces the need for synthetic pesticides and herbicides and increases biodiversity. The sixth practice is to reuse or recycle water whenever possible, such as using treated wastewater for irrigation. This conserves water resources and reduces pressure on aquifers and rivers. The seventh practice is to use renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and dependence on fossil fuels. These 7 practices are simple, effective, and adaptable to different contexts and scales of farming. They also address the major challenges faced by farmers today and contribute to the major goals of the Sustainable Development Agenda, such as ending hunger, improving health and well-being, conserving water, and combating climate change. That's why they are so easy to understand and apply once farmers receive training and support. Another reason for the success of the Sustainable Farming Revolution is the focus on empowering farmers and building their capacity. The Sustainable Farming Revolution recognizes that farmers are the key agents of change in agriculture, and that they need to be equipped with the knowledge, skills, and resources to make that change happen. The Sustainable Farming Revolution therefore provides farmers with free online courses and practical training on sustainable farming practices. The course covers topics such as soil health management, water conservation techniques, integrated pest management strategies, and renewable energy applications. The training is participatory and hands-on, allowing farmers to learn by doing and sharing experiences with peers. Moreover, the Sustainable Farming Revolution recognizes that farmers face various constraints that hinder their ability to adopt sustainable practices. These constraints may include lack of access to resources, information, or markets. To address these constraints, the Sustainable Farming Revolution provides farmers with the necessary resources and support through its toolkit. The toolkit includes subsidized equipment, access to improved seeds and livestock, and financial services such as microloans. Overall, the Sustainable Farming Revolution has demonstrated that it is possible to transform agriculture into a more sustainable and resilient system that can feed the world's growing population while protecting the environment. By empowering farmers with knowledge, skills, and resources, the Sustainable Farming Revolution has enabled farmers to improve their livelihoods and contribute to a more sustainable future for all. If you want to be part of the Sustainable Farming Revolution, you can start by taking the free online course and accessing the toolkit. You can also share this video with other farmers and stakeholders in agriculture and support policies and initiatives that promote sustainable farming. Together, we can create a world where everyone has access to safe, healthy, and sustainable food. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.